How's it going, everyone? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Swanee, and for today's video, I'm going to be going over some tips and tricks for the Battlefield 6 beta. Now, I know the beta isn't going to be around for very long, and a lot of you might not have much time to play it, but that's why I wanted to make today's video. So hopefully, instead of you wasting the time to figure this stuff out on your own with the limited time that you have, this video can bring you up to speed on things so you can just jump right into the action. And hopefully some of this advice will carry over to the full game release once it releases in October. So without wasting any more time, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So the first tip that I have for you all is to check out the Training Grounds playlist first and search for Breakthrough Initiation. This is the beginner lobby that has AI bots mixed in with a couple real players. Now, I recommend doing this playlist for a few reasons. One being that sometimes with how packed the servers can be, and with this being a beta, sometimes you'll find a couple lobbies that just won't fill up because it'll just glitch out. And with this Breakthrough Initiation lobby, it tends to fill up pretty often and quickly due to it not needing a lot of real players. So the games will start up a lot faster, keeping you playing instead of just sitting around waiting for a lobby to fill. Then secondly, you still get XP from these lobbies for your character and for your weapons, so it's real easy to get some weapon XP to unlock some new attachments. Then 3, with these lobbies having bots, they're a lot less sweaty, so you're not going to die as often. This lets you get the hang of things before jumping straight into the online matches. This also lets you learn the layouts of the maps a lot better since you won't be dying as often, and that's probably the most important thing. Not knowing the layout of the maps and then going straight into the online matches is going to lead you dying a lot. So I think players of all skill levels can learn a few things from these bot lobbies. Next up, I want to talk about the firing range. So the new firing range is great for a few reasons. For starters, you can quickly access it from the main menu without sitting through any loading screens. As soon as you click on the button, it instantly puts you into the firing range, which is awesome. But the best part about the firing range is that you can access it from your weapons attachment menu. This is great for when you're testing out new attachments. Say you just unlocked something new for your favorite weapon and you want to see how it feels. Let's say, I don't know, you've got a new grip or some new optics for your weapon. Well, you can instantly hop into the firing range from your customization menu to see what it looks and feels like. Then, with the push of just one button, you can immediately head back to the customization menu to try out something new. This is an absolute game changer, and it really helps you fine-tune your weapons to fit your individual playstyle. So definitely take advantage of the firing range. You want to test out your weapons here instead of out on the battlefield. Then next, I want to talk about mounting with your weapon. Now, I've probably played about 16 hours of the beta so far, and I've played some last month in the Battlefield's lab testing, and in all my playtime, I've noticed that a lot of people just like to run and gun, and there aren't very many players that take advantage of mounting your weapons. Now, I play on controller, so I'm not sure what the button is on PC, so whatever the equivalent is, but on controller, it's right stick, so anytime you're close to a wall or you're behind cover, if you hit right stick while you're aiming, this will mount your weapon and make it way more stable when you're firing. So I take advantage of this all the time, especially when you're playing on defense and you have to sit and wait for the enemies to come to you. Just sit down behind some cover, mount your weapon, and then suddenly you'll have so little recoil, you'll basically be shooting a laser beam. Which leads me into the next tip, which has to do with the bipods. Now, if you have a weapon that has a bipod attachment, you can activate the bipod by lying down on the ground and hitting the same button to mount the ground. So just lie down, hit the right stick, and then you will mount to the ground, letting you mount pretty much anywhere you want, which is great for those open maps where there just isn't much cover. I was using the bipod to help me snipe, and it made a huge difference. And since we're on the topic of weapon mounting, I think it's a good segue into the next tip, which is to test out each of the weapons' rate of fire. If you look at the bottom right-hand side of your screen, you'll notice that you can cycle through your firing modes. These are normally either full auto or semi-auto, but some weapons have a 3-round burst mode as an option, and let me tell you, the 3-round burst can completely change the way that some of these weapons feel. Now, by mounting your weapon and then by switching to either semi-auto or burst fire, you can take a close-range weapon and easily turn it into a medium to sometimes even a far-range weapon. Now, trust me, go try something like the AK-205 and burst fire mode, and then thank me by coming back to this video and leaving me a thumbs up, because I guarantee you're going to like it. The next tip is for sniping or any long-ranged combat. Now, you're not going to run into this too much in the beta, but the map Liberation Peak is a bit more open and people like to snipe on that map, so this tip will help you out there. So when you're sniping at people at any long distance, double tap the ping button, which on controller it's left bumper or L1, and this will tell you the distance of how far away your ping is. So if there's an enemy that's really far away, let's say over 200 plus meters, then at the bottom right of your screen, if you have either a DMR or a sniper rifle equipped, you'll see that your rate of fire has been swapped out for changing zeroing distance. So if you ping an enemy and you see that they're 200 plus meters away, then simply press down on the D-pad to cycle through your distance to match how far away the enemy is. So if an enemy is 200 meters away, you want to select 200 meters. If they're 500 meters, select 500 meters, and etc. This has been a thing in Battlefield for forever, but if you're new to the franchise, or maybe you just want a refresher, this is how you want to do it. The next tip is to stay close to medics, especially if you have one in your squad. Now, obviously, this is a good idea because if you go down, they can quickly revive you, but if you're low on health and have a medic nearby, you can just go up to them and grab some health off of their back without needing to get their attention. In previous Battlefield games, you had to spam the "I need health" or "I need ammo" voice commands and just hope that that player was paying attention so that they could give you health or ammo. Well, now if you need some additional health, you can just grab it from them yourself without following them around trying to get their attention. So stay close to a medic, that way you can easily heal yourself anytime you take damage. And since we're talking about medics, I feel like I need to point this out, but if you're going to heal someone, take advantage of the new dragging feature and drag a teammate to cover before trying to revive them. I've had so many people either use the defibrillator on me or will straight up just stand out in the open and revive me, which results in both of us getting killed. So make sure that your teammate is safe before bringing them back, otherwise you're just going to give the opposing team 2 free kills and take away from your reinforcements. So drag your teammates behind cover before picking them up, please and thank you. And if you're on the opposite side of things and you're the one that's been downed waiting to be revived, make sure you still ping any nearby enemies so that your teammates know where the danger is. Anytime I go down, I make sure to ping the person that killed me and any other enemies that I can see so that the medics don't go rushing in to save me and then they also get killed. So if you give your team a heads up, they'll hopefully kill those enemies first and then revive you, or at the very least they'll be aware of the danger and then hopefully they can drag you around a corner to safety and then revive you. Doing this has saved me on a number of different occasions, so be sure to always communicate with your team. It will help you out in the long run. Next up is a quick one, but if you're in a high up area and you need to jump down quickly, if you hit the jump button or the crouch button right as you're about to hit the ground, you'll do a landing roll, which will reduce your fall damage. Now, I'm not sure how high up you have to be to take fall damage in this game, but doing this will extend that distance so you can land safely. Now, I'd only do this if you absolutely have to, though, because it does make you an easy target for the enemies when you're just rolling around on the ground. But I've done this a few different times when I was jumping out of a building that's about to collapse, and it saved my life on a number of different occasions. So either button works, the jump button or the crouch button, just push it right as you're about to hit the ground, and you'll safely do a roll to avoid taking damage. And since we're on the topic of jumping, if you're jumping from a very high place like on top of a cliff, or if you're jumping out of a jet or a helicopter, if you spam the jump button while you're in the air, you will pull out your parachute to save you from falling to your death. Keep in mind, though, that you only get 1 parachute per life, though, so don't go jumping off of multiple cliffs or you're going to end up accidentally killing yourself. Next up is for those of you that's new to vehicle gameplay in Battlefield. Now, I've seen a lot of players make these mistakes, which is why I want to bring it up, and it's that you can refill your tanks with ammo at the vehicle resupply stations. Now, I've seen a lot of players play super aggressive with the tanks, and then they end up blowing up pretty early on. And I've also had instances where I was in the gunner seat and the driver ran out of ammo for the tank, and then they didn't know what to do, and then the tank became pretty much useless. So if you're in a tank and it's ever damaged or you need some more ammo for it, go find these vehicle resupply stations, and they'll get your tank refilled and back into the action in no time. So don't play super aggressive with the tanks unless you absolutely have to. You kind of want to peek around corners and take your time with your shots and preserve your ammo, and keep an idea of where these resupply stations are at all times. That way, if you need to make a quick retreat, you can just fall back to these resupply stations. Now that is going to do it for all the tips and tricks in today's Battlefield 6 video. If this video helped you out, be sure to give me a thumbs up. It's greatly appreciated. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications. That way you don't miss out on any future Battlefield 6 videos. I plan on heavily covering Battlefield 6 when it fully releases in October. I'm going to be doing weapon guide videos, more tips and tricks videos, and of course I'll be covering any news around the game as well. And while you're at it, consider joining my channel's Discord. That way you can be involved with the community and stay up to date on all things related to my channel. And that is going to do it for me, guys, and I will talk to you all in the next video.